Hello everybody. Welcome to the Pear Blossom Press YouTube channel. I am Lynn, or LV Handcrafted, and I'm excited to be live streaming today. This is going to be the first of hopefully many live streams. I'm going to plan on doing this monthly. Let me know if you are live, if you can hear me okay. I actually think let me know if the sound is okay for you all. Alright, so we are going to make a light up card today, and I am really excited to be crafting with some goodies from Pear Blossom Press, and as well, this is a recent release from My Pretty Things, so I'm going to be crafting with a little bit from that release also. Alright, hey Terry, welcome. Thanks for joining. Alright, let's see. Okay, so let me show you first, just in case folks, oh good, sound is okay. Alright, because I think my sound setting was off initially, so I had to quickly change that, but I'm glad you can hear me okay. Thank you so much. Alright, here is my plan for today. I'm going to be crafting with, mirror sheets and with the halo light, specifically out of the halo light combo. So let me know in the live chat if you've crafted with either of these before. The mirror sheets are actually relatively new to the shop, so they're really cool. I've been able to get something similar, but always only as a 12 by 12, so it's really nice that Amanda has these in the shop now, and it's conveniently already cut down to 4¼ by 5½. So really easy to work with, easy to store as well. And so I'm going to be, if you've never used mirror sheets with your lights before, there's something very magical about it. So I'm excited to show how it works. If you've, especially if you've never seen it before, I think it'll be a lot of fun. And with the Halo Light combo pack, this is now sold in 2 configurations. You can get it as a 6-pack, which is what I'm sharing here, where you have actually 2 halo lights and 4 one lights. So it looks like this, where inside of the halo light, there's actually your 2 one lights, and in the 6-pack you just get double. But this is also sold as a 3-pack, where you basically just get 1 set, so 1 halo and 2 singles. And the 3-pack is really nice because it gives you a little bit of a lower price point, and then you can sort of try it before you get a bunch of lights. But one of the things that I really love about the Halo Light combo pack is you do get the 2. It's the only one that Amanda sells where it's 2 different lights for in the one pack. So it is kind of cool that you get to play with, the ring configuration or the halo, and you get to play with a single one light. And they're both super, super easy to install. Oh, Terry says I have not heard of mirror sheets yet. Oh, awesome. Okay, well, I'm glad I get to share something new. And because this is a pretty new live stream, I hope if you can hit that like and share it out, that would be wonderful, because that's going to help more people find us. It's always a little bit hard getting a new live stream series started, but hopefully with regularity we'll start seeing a lot of our crafty friends in the live chat. Okay, so that's what I'm crafting with from Pear Blossom Press. From My Pretty Things, this is an 8½ by 11, so US letter size paper pack. Really, really fabulous. I think this came out at the Nashville craft retreat, which is an in-person retreat that was held by Erin, who is the owner of My Pretty Things. And Amanda actually taught there. So she had like a little pop up shop and taught a class there, I believe. So really cool. I've never been in person before, but I saw lots of photos being shared, and it looked like a lot of fun. And I think it was like a 3 or 4 day event too, so pretty cool. There's a couple few things out of this release that I'll be crafting with, but it's got a whole, circus theme to it, which I think is kind of fun. Vicky says, "Hey friends, I'm here, but I do not know how long. No internet. Oh no. Do you have bad weather, Vicky? I don't know that I could survive without internet." Okay, so before I dig into these, I'm gonna first start off because I figure we might need to give some time for folks to find us. So the first thing I'll do for my card is I'm actually gonna create my background. And it's not gonna take me super long because what I'm gonna do is actually use Lindy's Gang Magicals and some water. So I'm gonna pick, let's see. I wonder, oh yeah, so this is from Gypsy Vibes, is the collection I think that it came out with. And this one is Vintage Caravan Caramel. I thought this would go pretty good with taking color inspiration from this. So it's a nice brown. Maybe I'll get something a little bit light in there too. This is Boho Dreams, and it's Sandalwood Scents. And I think I want a little bit of the teal, of course. Of course I want a little bit of the teal. But there is teal in here, so let's take this one. This is also from Gypsy Vibes. And it is what is that? Smudge. Oh, Smudge the Sage. Interesting. Okay. So I think those three colors. No, I think it's just out at the box or something, and I can't reach the box to reset it. Oh no. Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, so if you've never worked with Lindy's Gang, these are just, I mean, magical is really the word for it. They are actually called magicals. The newer collections are getting released in these shaker jars, which I think is really convenient because the way it works is there's like kind of like a salt and pepper shaker. There's like little holes at the top. Now, when I do this, here's what I like to do. I like to give, this is watercolor paper because we might end up using a lot of water. So I like to give it a light mist on the back or on one side, because immediately when your paper gets wet, it starts to curl. So you do that on one side and then see how it's like curling. So now we mist it again from the other side, and it's going to counteract that so that as I start to do my technique, my watercolor paper is going to be relatively flat. That's one reason to do that. The other reason to do that is this is a dry powder. So when I go to shake, I'll just do a little tappity tap. When I start to tap this onto my watercolor paper here, it's because it's not super duper dripping wet, but it is a little bit moist, so it's gonna start to already activate the pigment that's in here, and it's gonna start to grab some of that dry powder so that later when I go to spritz it, it doesn't move quite as much as it would if it was just dry powder on dry paper. So I find that you tend to have the color stay a little bit more, where you intend for it to stay. So that's why I always do it this way. Hi Irene, welcome. And hello to Brenda and Sonia. Hi friends, welcome. So I'm just gonna, now each, I'll just give this a little spritz here. Each magical, it already has multiple different colors within it, but I still like to use different powders just to give it more variation. So this one's our lighter color, so I'm probably going to be a little bit more generous with this one. And then teal will be our last one. You're going to always add more. You'd be surprised like how little you really need of the powder, because it is very, some of the colors especially are very, very pigmented. And so you don't, once you hit this with water, then you'll have a better idea for whether you'll need more. So there are our 3 colors down. I'm gonna give it a nice spritz, and I'm doing this first. See how that really came to life there? I'm gonna do this first so that we have time to dry, let it dry naturally as much as possible while we work on the rest of the card. I feel like I want a little bit more down here. So that's good. And if you find that maybe you've got, some clumps, I just go in with a pokey tool and just sort of break up the clumps a little bit. You can always hit it with more water as well. And you can see the more water you add, the more it'll mix together. So really, it kind of depends on the look that you're going for. If you want it to retain a lot of color variation, or do you want it to look more like melded together and blended together? All right, so I don't mind getting a little dirty with my fingers also. This is another way to just break up the surface tension and get the water to move a little bit where you want it to move. I think this is dry here. So there we go. All right. I think that is a pretty good start to things. So you can kind of see, this will sort of smooth out as it dries and the paper soaks in the color, but I like where it's headed. And I actually prefer to just let it dry naturally, because sometimes I feel like when I hit it with a heat gun, the heat gun moves the water around, and I kind of feel like it doesn't seem quite as natural when I do that. All right, so what I'm gonna do is try to carefully, I'm gonna lift this and I'm gonna just put it onto a paper towel. And that way I can just move it off to another area so that it can dry. So pick this up and we'll let that dry naturally while I work on the rest of the card. Okay, let's get that cleaned up. And that's our background. You'll probably find by the time it's dry, it's gonna look a little different. And what's cool about these magicals is that, well, there's flats and then there's the magicals that are shimmery. And I really love the ones that are shimmery because you get that really nice pearlescent shine to it when you tip it to the light. All right, so if you are here live, you're gonna get to help me make some decisions. Let me share with you what makes the mirror sheets. Why are these mirror sheets so darn awesome? So let me grab, okay, good, yeah, I have a little bit here. Hi Barbara, welcome. Okay, so you don't really need, I mean, this is generous. It's a 10-pack, and it's gonna go a pretty long ways because you really don't need a lot of this. I'm gonna bring out my halo light. So I already have one here, and actually let me pop the battery out real quick so I can show you how to install it for anyone who's new to Pear Blossom Press. If you've never used any of the lights before, I can demonstrate how to install the battery. And I just really want to make sure that my table is dry before I put batteries and things with circuitry on top of it. Should have thought of that a little earlier. All right, so let's pop out the battery real quick. Okay, so we've got our battery. You can see I already detached the one lights from the center. So there's sort of metal tabs, but these are perforated. It's really easy to snap off. Okay, so you'll want to snap all of those off. And the evolution of this was that Amanda saw that, wow, there's like that huge opening in the center. Let's maximize, the space, the metal, the packaging, everything. And that's why she added a couple of one lights. And the reason why the one lights are actually tall and skinny like this is so that she can actually fit two, because the original one light is actually a different configuration. So in case you've never seen it, the original one light looks like this. If I have it, pretty sure I have one. So this is the original one light, where that yellow LED is where the light comes out, and the button is here, but you can see it's, it's wider of a rectangle. The button is a little bit off center. And the story behind this was actually Amanda she was teaching a class, and there was a very specific card that she had designed, and she needed a light there and she wanted the button there. And so she and her husband Micah designed the circuitry for the one light specific for that card. But I really love that when it came to the halo light, she could have just fit one of these one lights just as you see it, but she gave us two one lights. It's just a different configuration where the light and the button are all in a line with each other, and it's skinnier. And so I just think that it's great that, she's looking to get us more value for money. And this way, in the combo pack, you get to try a lot of different lights. Now it's like, oh, yeah, the tagging, I think only works when you're watching from, I think tagging only works when you're watching from a desktop. That's been my experience. Okay, so we've got our mirror sheet. We've got our halo light. We'll just leave it there since it's nice and dry. Okay, I'm gonna bring in, this is another pretty new release from My Pretty Things. It's a set of little, there's a little and a big Polaroid. So I'm just gonna cut this a couple times out of, I'm not exactly sure what color I want to use yet, so I'm just gonna actually cut it a couple times and we'll decide in a little bit what color we want. Hey Norma, welcome. It's so sweet of all of you to come. I know this is the first time I'm live streaming on the Pear Blossom Press channel, so it's really comforting to see so many familiar names in the live chat. Let's get. I'm gonna cut this out of 3. We'll probably stack them up, but I also feel like I need options. I need options because I don't know which one we'll ultimately go with. Hey Danielle, welcome. So, one of the reasons why I wanted to start live streaming on the Pear Blossom Press channel is because when you see I think a light up card being made live, you know there's no trickery of video editing. And I hear so often that people have purchased lights from Amanda's shop, but they haven't yet made a light up card. So not only do I want you all to see just how easy it is, but also I want to give everybody a chance to ask questions too. So if you've been wanting to make a light up card, wanting to use your Pear Blossom press lights, you just haven't yet done so for whatever reasons. But if one of the reasons is you have questions, I'm here to help try to answer them for you. Okay, so we've got our little, isn't that cute? Our little Polaroids. I actually might end up using all three, but here's what's neato about our mirror sheets. Now, I've got, if you have a fear of clowns, I apologize in advance. Because I'm about to I'm about to use some pattern papers with lots of clowns on them. Okay, so, and I'm hoping you all can kind of help me choose which one to ultimately use on my card today. These are very painterly, these clowns. They're like, oh, I already used the clown from that sheet. Let's see. Norma says, I've only made 2 light up cards. Well, that's great. I mean, I think that's fantastic. Okay. Are those all the different ones? Oh, there's even more on this one. There we go. Okay, friends. We're gonna start, I'm gonna start with, let's start with this. So you can let me demonstrate the coolness of the mirror sheets. So you can see how reflective it is because you can see my camera, right? So without, I have no fear of clowns, so maybe people do. I don't know. Sometimes clowns, if I look too closely for too long, I think they do creep me out a little bit, if I'm being honest. Okay. Let me do this first. We need our light so that you can see just how cool this is. This is the halo light for anyone who is new to it. And the halo light actually has 5 LEDs. And there's actually a term for it specifically, but off the top of my head, it escapes me. But the LED, instead of pointing upwards, like, see how with the one light, see how you can actually see the yellow LED on the one light? The light emits and it shines towards you, like upwards. On a halo light, the light actually shines inwards, like it's sideways like this. So my pokey tool is pointing where the light shines. So there's actually 5 LEDs around the circle, and they all point inwards into the circle, not out or upwards. So that's where the lights are situated. This is metal, so it's on the metal ring. It's just one unit, making it really easy to install. Oh, Norma says, I love clowns. Oh, but Sonia, you're creeped out. Okay, I'm apologizing in advance. Norma, the mirror sheets are, oh, I didn't check the stock situation, but Amanda sells them in her shop now. Okay, all of the Pear Blossom Press lights have a battery holder and come included with the CR batteries that you need to operate them. So you don't have to worry about buying anything additional or extra. And in fact, the batteries, so that you can see it, they are shipped packaged separately so that they're, they're not draining. The power isn't draining as, it's making its way to you, getting shipped to you. So the batteries will be nice and fresh for when you go to install it. And all of the battery holders are the same across all of the Pear Blossom Press lights. So what you're looking for, if you've never made a light up card before, is you want to look for this curved side. There's a curve right there. So that's the side that the battery needs to go in, and it needs to come back out that way if you need to take it out. So it can only come in and out from that one direction. On this side, what you'll notice is that there's these flat edges here. Those basically stop the battery from coming out the other end. So that's why you can't push it all the way through. Now you'll also notice that on the top here, it's etched with the positive plus sign. And that's a helpful reminder to let you know that when you go to install your battery, you also need to see the positive plus sign. So you want to see pluses on the battery holder and the battery itself. Okay, and so that usually means, the flat side, and on the other side you'll see there's nothing, no writing, and nothing etched, I should say. Okay, so we're looking at the curved side. That's the side it comes in and out. It can only come in and out that one direction. We have the plus and the plus visible, and so you just push this in until you can't anymore, and that's it. So now this is going to be pretty light, so I'll cover it mostly. So now when you push the button, the light comes on. Look how bright that is. So it is 5 lights, so it's pretty darn bright. So now here's my idea. I'm gonna put the mirror sheet behind one of these Polaroid frames. And before you turn the light on, it's just going to look reflective. It'll look silver, like a mirror. But, and I'm going to just do this so that we can preview what it might look like, and then you all can help me decide which clown I want to use. Now here's the magic of the mirror sheet. If I put my halo light, really it can be any light, but my halo light down and then my mirror sheet over it, watch what happens when I push the button. All of a sudden, you can see it's somewhat translucent, and you can see what's behind there. So it's just a fun, really cool reveal. Isn't that neat? So that's one option for the surprise clown we want we want to have revealed. So help me pick, friends. Do you like this clown here? Maybe I'll do an official poll. Our options are this clown. We've got we can go with her. She's not a clown. She would be framed like maybe a little something like that. So this is a good way of like just sort of doing a little preview of what something might look like. So she'll look like that. And I can let me bring you in closer. So there's that. There's this clown here. And she might be too big, and I think he's a bit too big, I think, for this frame. So there's this one. Yeah, Chibitronics is kind of a different beast because it's more, I mean, it's great for like STEM classes and teaching, electrical engineering because you do have to do your own wiring and everything. It does give you like the ultimate freedom and flexibility for, where your lights go, where the button is. But it's it's kind of a very and Amanda is and the owners of Chibitronics, they're very supportive of one another because it's, I think, two very different use cases. In card making, it's great what Amanda has created because it helps you to put your creative energies elsewhere and still easily make a really fun light up card. Okay, so yeah, okay, I was thinking that too. Okay, so Diane says she's not easy to see. Yeah. I mean, it could just be the angle. Let me just double check. And she might be hard to see because she's too much the same color, you know what I mean? So let's just forget about the frame. I'll just get this over her. I mean, you get her at the right angle, and I think you can kind of see any of them pretty well, actually, come to think of it. It really just depends on the angle. It can be very, very clear if you're looking at it at certain angles. So, okay. Uh, the options are, let me do a poll. We'll have, that's going to be 1. Okay, those are the 4 options, I think. Yeah, we can see them all. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. But let me actually set up the poll over here on YouTube. So don't type yet. And which image should I use? So 1 is, and this will be left to right. All right. Okay, so this is a poll where it's YouTube's poll. Excuse me, I had a hiccup and had to cough a little. All right. I love the way the mirror paper looks. Yeah, me too. Okay. All right. How's the poll going? Let's see. Ooh, 1 and 3 right now seem to be tied. Do we have some tiebreakers? Can somebody come in and break the tie? I need to get some of that mirror paper. For sure, Barbara. So, because the way that the Pear Blossom Press channel is set up, I can't bring comments up on screen, but I'm gonna look into maybe using a different streaming software and see if I can using something other than StreamYard. Oh goodness, it's still tied. We need to invite some friends in so that they can help us just break this tie. Oh, there we go. All right. Oh no, wait, just what happened? Okay, I think number 1 just pulled ahead. I'm gonna end the poll now so that we've got our winner. All right, so that's how cool it is. Now, let's start to actually make our card, shall we? I think I'm gonna frame. The clown in black. Let's see. here's our panel so far. Not completely dry yet, and it does look like there are some spots that are clumps of powder, so I'm actually gonna hit it with a little bit more water just to dissolve it a little bit more. I think, yeah, I think that's a little bit, still got some undissolved powder, because if you have undissolved powder, it'll just flake off. So much rather have it be part of the background. So a little bit here. Now, once it's dry, it's I think gonna be pretty permanent, meaning you won't really be able to reactivate it. But the reason why I'm able to move things around is because there's actually dry powder. And for folks who might have come in late, this was Lindy's gang. There's actually dry powder that never got dissolved in the water. So I'm just giving it a little spritz just to make sure all of that gets dissolved. Spread out a little bit and give it a little bit more time to dry, but that's how that's coming together so far. And I thought the teal that we used, this ended up being more green than I thought it would be. Okay, Norma said not disappointed because I liked one also. Oh, which one did you actually vote for? Did you vote for a different one? Yeah, Barber, it is. It's Lindy's gang. I used 3. I used 2 of them, I think, were from Gypsy Vibes. Yeah. Both of these collections I think were by the same person, and they both came out at the same time. Gypsy Vibes, and then this one was from Boho Dreams, and they are magicals. And there's Smudge, the Sage, Vintage Caravan Caramel, and Sandalwood Scents. Alrighty, so let's get a card base going. So just a plain side folding 8.5 by 11, 8.5 by 5.5 folded will be A2, 4.25 by 5.5. And now, friends who know that Amanda has the world's best foam tape, but at the moment it is currently out of stock. I still have like a very smidge itty bitty little bit. I save it for when for when I'm crafting officially for Paraplasm Press. Amanda's working really hard on getting this sourced again. There have been some hiccups with the manufacturing, so there's a lot of trade secrets that go into making this so amazing, because it actually has a couple of properties that make it really unique to other foam tapes that are on the market. For one, it's already double thick. That's not too terribly unique. You can find that. But it is actually removable, repositionable for a window of time, about 30 minutes or so. And what makes that really great is that you can actually move it around, and if you have things placed it's a little bit crooked, you haven't totally ruined anything, which I find really comforting because especially for a light up card, it would really be sad to have your light up mechanism all in place and you go to glue down your final panel and it's crooked. What do you do? Well, in the case of when you're using the world's best foam tape, it's repositionable. But once it's had a good 24 hours to like cure and be completely dried, it will be permanent. So that is the beauty of it. So yeah, I know. Bye Marie. By the way, thanks for popping in. Bye Marie says, I can't wait for it to come back. I'm right there with you, girl. All right. So we don't need a lot of the mirror sheet. I just need enough to back my little mini Polaroid frame. So I'll just go ahead and trim that down. And you can basically kind of use this the same way, you would use maybe acetate. So I'm just gonna adhere it right behind the frame. And definitely save that because that's enough. You can see it'll cover the aperture opening of a halo light, so that's definitely enough for another card. So I'm gonna save that. And what's cool is there's the protective tissue between each sheet so that it doesn't get scratched up. So I love that. And you can use a liquid adhesive, but I actually prefer a dry adhesive. So for this, I'm gonna just get a thin like 1/8 inch dry adhesive all the way around the frame. Hi Groovy Girls card. Yay! I'm glad you love Pear Blossom Press. Let me know. It sounds like you're already a fan, but if you have any questions about anything, don't hesitate to ask. I'll do my best to answer. Today I'm using a halo light and some mirror sheets, which are relatively new to the shop. They came to the shop this year, just a couple months ago, I think. Along with, you can also get the mirror sheets, and then you can also get the window sheets, which is clear acetate. And the mirror sheets are in a collab with Graphics, and Graphics is a great brand. It's where I get my acetate from as well. So I love that they were able to do this mirror sheet. Now, one thing that you want to notice is that, see how reflective that is? You can really see how shiny. The back, it's actually not quite as reflective. It's still reflective, but just not quite as much. Like here, you can see that? That's my camera. And see how blurry it is now? So there are, quote, like two sides to this. To the naked eye, it's kind of hard to tell, but when you actually look and start to sort of gauge how reflective it is, you can kind of see, like on this side, look how fuzzy and blurry it is, and then this side, it's like a mirror. It's super clear compared anyhow. Okay, so that is the side that I want to be outward, so I'm gonna adhere it down like that. It'll still work. The effect will still work both ways, but if you, I guess we could have tested, but I kind of feel like it might look a little bit different. Whatever you're lighting up underneath, it might be a little bit blurry if you have the blurry side up. Okay, so that's the back side. See how, so we want it like that. Okay. And I want to burnish it, but I don't want to scratch it up, so I'm going to put a shop towel over and burnish it so that it's well stuck and I don't have to worry about. So now you can see it's well stuck. And then I'll just trim off that excess. Does it? Let's find out if it matters. So, I mean, you'll still be able, the effect will still work. You'll still be able to see what's underneath. I just think that it might look like slightly different. Which one won? Number 1. Okay. This was number 1. All right. So let's find out. Where's my light? Okay, we're gonna hold it like this so that I can get my light over it. And I'm gonna, this way I can hold it at an angle. Okay, so that's how it looks. That's the, you know, the quote correct way. Let's flip it to the back. I think it's about the same, actually. I think the difference will be more to the naked eye if just looking at it with the lights off. Is it super reflective, or like this to the naked eye it's very mirrored. Like I can really see my reflection and everything. But this hardly, I mean, can still see something, but not really. So so yeah, I mean, kind of feel like, but just in terms of like, does this feature and functionality work? I think it's about the same. So yeah, I don't think it'll matter too much. Okay, so then the next thing we want to do is I just need just that little portion of this. So I'm gonna cut that out with, let's just find a square that is about the right size. A little bit bigger, you know, than what I need. So I think that'll be fine. And I'll go ahead and cut that out. Yeah, that's the cool part, Groovy Girls card with this mirror sheet, is that it is translucent, but when you light it up. But it's like a mirror, you know, foil card almost. But it's really lightweight. It's super thin. And that's kind of the fun reveal of it all, is the fact that once you light it up, there's a cool, I mean, you could reveal a lot of things in there. You could put your sentiment in there. You could you know, have a fun image like what I'm doing. Yeah, the paper pad that I'm using, it's pretty unique. It's from My Pretty Things, and it's an 8.5 by 11, which, I don't know, you guys tell me, have you seen 8.5? I have never seen 8.5 by 11 papers before, other than like digitals. But this isn't a digital, this is a physical paper pad from My Pretty Things. It was actually from the Nashville craft retreat that Erin does. It's an in-person retreat, and so there were a lot of things as part of this release. that were a lot of fun. And there's a lot. I mean, it is circus, so there's lots of clowns, but the lion's really sweet. Um, and I think I picked mostly the clowns just for this project, but there's 24 sheets. I mean, it's a full paper pad, 24 sheets. Really great. Lots of big scenes like this. And then the way that Erin designs her paper pads is one side will be like super themed, and then the back is going to be just like a nice background that you can use. And this reminds me a lot of kind of what's it called? Gel printing. You know, because you can see like all these different layers, right? And it almost looks like you just had a buildup of paint, you know, with different gel paint left over. And it's got a lot of that like peeled paint look to it. But then some of the designs are more like almost like a solid, but monochromatic and really great. So there's lots and lots of really easy to use patterns on the back side of these. So look at that one. That one's really pretty too. I really like the sort of distressed peeled paint look. So that's a look at the paper pad. I don't know if it does have the some sentiments and some cut aparts like this. Oh, I might use this, discover the fun. Oh yeah. They'll have to discover the fun when they light it up. Alright. That's a good find, actually. Let me see. I do have that sheet. Okay. I have cut into some of these papers. Let me see if I have... I don't think I've used Discover the Fun yet. The question is, can I find it? So yeah, this paper pad, it's huge because it's... Oh yay, good, I have it. I don't have to cut into a new sheet. Nice. Alright. But yeah, because it's 8.5 by 11, I feel like you get so much paper. It feels huge compared to, what I'm used to working with, which is 6 by 6. Amanda from Pear Blossom Press was, yeah, she was there. She had a little pop-up shop, and she taught a class. So that's pretty cool. And I think Erin has done NCR for a couple years now, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think Amanda has been teaching. I don't think that was her first time teaching there, but I could be wrong. Let's see. I'm almost ready, I think, for that background panel that I made. So let's see how. Okay, we're not quite totally dry, so I'm gonna hit this with a heat gun. So I'm gonna mute myself while I do that, and it's mostly dry, but not quite there yet. I like that we got some of the rust color here because I was really going for some of that. So let me mute myself and hit this with a heat gun. Okay, I think so. You can kind of see there's like there's that shine to it, and that's what the magicals that are a shimmer powder will give you, is a little bit of that sort of pearlescent shine. So I think we are pretty dry. Let's pick. I only need a portion of this. I think I'm gonna cut it there. I think I want this side. So, oh yay! Hi Don. Don says, "Oh my gosh, I just logged on," and I was like, "Where's the sound?" And then I realized it's because you're using the heat gun. Yeah, I might need to. I feel like it's pretty dry. We just want to really make sure it's dry because we're going to be installing something with a battery. Kind of want to make sure that, water and electricity do not mix. Okay, I'm going to cut this to 4 1/4, but I might decide that I want to frame this with a black border or maybe a different color. I want a lot of this green, but I want to save myself enough to, we'll start with 4 1/4. Because I think my watercolor panel was maybe 6 by 9 to start. So I have a little bit of, I can be a little bit picky with what I choose to use. So 5 1/2. Yeah, let's avoid electrical snafus for sure. Okay, so that is our panel. Now, I feel like, yeah, I think I want a border. I think I want something of a border all the way around, especially since we're gonna have black here. I think I'm gonna put a black border all the way around. So ultimately, I'm gonna cut that one down even more. But ooh, there was a little bit of mica. I think mica powder from our panel. Let me just wipe that off. You can see it got a little bit of mica on my black. Okay. So this will be 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. Okay. So we'll have that to start. And then I'll cut this down a little bit. So this one I'll cut further to 4 by 5 1/4. I really like the green, so I'm keeping as much of that as possible. Hey Mayhem Crafty Cards, welcome. As I do more of these live streams, if you're joining regularly, once I connect your crafty YouTube handle to your name, if you want to share it, I will do my best to remember. But YouTube has made it a little bit harder for us to know each other by first names. Yeah, I do love the magicals from Lindy's gang because it's so easy to make a background and to I always feel like it kind of makes me feel more artistic than I really am. Because I'm not really artistic in the sense of, being able to paint or draw or anything like that. But I feel like you can create something really cool looking, absolutely unique, and you don't have to work all that hard at it. It was just tappity tap and spritz spritz. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to figure out how we want this to kind of look and where we want everything to be so that I can actually cut an aperture opening for the light to come through. So sometimes if your light up mechanism can be hidden by something else, you know, you might be able to like put the background, you know, you might be able to glue that down first. But the halo, for example, I need something bigger than a halo light to actually cover the halo light. So our Polaroid is small. It's not big enough to cover this entire mechanism. So then I need to go one layer down. And so this can glue directly to here, but this watercolor cardstock, it's thick. Bright as this is, you can see that light barely comes through the thick watercolor. So I'll need to actually cut a square opening through this panel. And so to do that, I also kind of need to think ahead a little bit to figure out how I want my card to be composed. So I'm gonna I also want to get a square die so that we're just cutting out a window. Ooh, that looks like it's gonna be perfect. So wherever I want her to be visible, I'm gonna cut that opening through that background panel we just made. But let's figure out, you know, where we want her. And I also have like these other ones. So maybe one of the neat things that I could do is maybe I could collage up, you know, a couple of them like that. We can frame up multiples, maybe some of the ones that we didn't ultimately end up picking. And do something a little bit like that as a little bit of a collage, and then put a sentiment down here. So I actually might use some of those other ones that we had picked but decided, or I had picked for the poll, and frame those up still, since I did cut these out already. Well, I don't know if I want to use the white, but this is, I think, where I want that. So one easy way to do this is I'm just going to replace it with one that you can see. Okay, so let's say that's what I wanted. And the reason why I swapped out the white ones, because the white one I haven't, you know, glued the mirror into it yet. So one thing you can do is, because that aperture opening is still there, just give yourself some pencil marks so that you know. See how I have pencil marks now? So now I know where to position my die. So if you didn't cut multiples, maybe before you put the mirror, decide this so that you can. And then when you go to tape down, tape more so in the middle so that you don't lift too much of your background, just in case there's any lifting, you know. Because if you like ink up something, maybe, you know, your tape could lift some of the ink. But if you have more of the tape on the inside, we're not using that piece anyways, so it's okay if it lifts color from that portion. And I'll go ahead and cut this out. Groovy Girl says those colors are perfect. It turned out pretty okay, huh? I thought they might just, you know, I had hoped this was like more teal, but it actually it is pretty close, huh? Yeah. I was trying to get it to match the teal that was on there. Did this go all the way through? Oh, this didn't cut all the way through. I'm gonna have to add a shim to this. Hold on. That's surprising. Hey Jana, welcome. Oh yay, Norma. Well, I really hope that you do make anything with light up cards and share it with us in the Pear Blossom Press Facebook group. It's Interactive Cards Facebook group. See how I lifted my, this is low tack. It didn't take off too much, but you can tell. Can you see where there's like that line? It did take some of the shimmer off. So, so I'm glad I kept the tape, mostly on the inside because you could definitely tell it lifted some of it. I mean, that's still okay to use, I feel. All right, so we've got our opening, and that's where this panel will go. And this black panel, this can just go down first. So let's go ahead and get this down. We don't need to cut the aperture through this. This can just go straight down to the card base. Oops. Yes, Mayhem Crafty Cards. This is from My Pretty Things. It's Circo de Sono. Ugh, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. It's from NCR this year, from her Nashville in-person retreat. That is very true about the magicals. You really don't ever know exactly what you'll get when you use it. But that's what makes it so like artsy, right? Got a little bit of that powder. Okay, there we go. So we're good there. Now what we need to do is we need to install our light. Our halo light is what we're using today. And it just needs to be, behind this panel, but we want it so that the lights are, it's framing basically that aperture opening. Now, the thing that you'll want to consider is where do you want the button to be? That's going to be where the person pushes to turn the card on. And if you're making a card specifically for somebody in mind, you might want to take into consideration, if they're left-handed or right-handed, because, as somebody right-handed, I think having the button somewhere on the right is a little bit easier for me, anyhow. For somebody who's left-handed, I don't know if they would find it easier to have. Barbara, you're left-handed, right? Would you find it easier to have the button somewhere on the left, or do you think in this case it doesn't really matter? That's really the only consideration when you go to install this is one, just want to make sure that ring of lights surrounds the opening we just created, and two, you want to figure out, well, where do you want the button? If have an idea for how you want to compose your card. So we wanted to create a composition that maybe was like a little something like this, right? So I feel like this open spot is probably the best spot for me to put a button so that I don't have to worry about the little collage that I'm creating down here and having, to push like right on top of one of those frames. Oh, your hubby is left-handed. Okay. And my hubby said it wouldn't matter. Okay. Good to know. Uh, oh, Mayhem Crafty Cards, you were at the retreat? That's so awesome. Okay. So I think I'm gonna install this like a little something like that. Okay. Now what I think will help is that black panel is already down. So it's stationary. We don't have to worry about it. I'm gonna position my panel like where I want it. And then I'm gonna give myself pencil mark so that I know like where that's gonna be. And then now I can adhere this. To glue this down, super duper easy. You can use a dry adhesive if you want, but I really want to make sure this doesn't like fall out. So I'm gonna use just a bit of liquid adhesive all the way around. This is just barely art. And we'll just make sure you can go like a little higher like that, but I'm just gonna go like that. I know that this is going to be inside the margin for my panel. And then just give it a good... This is hard to burnish, but do your best to just really make sure it's firmly stuck down. Oh, that's cool. Mayhem, do you live there, like near there, or did you travel to go to the show? Okay. So now all we need to do is glue this down. So to do that, we want foam. Now you cannot get it at the moment. It's out of stock. But this is Parablossom Press's world's best foam tape. And part of what makes it the best foam tape is that it's repositionable for a short period of time. And it's already double thick. And why that matters is because if you look, the battery has a bit of thickness to it. And this is basically the same thickness as your battery. So it's not going to put too much pressure with the panel on here. You won't have... This will protect it if things are put on top of it. And so I'm just going to go ahead and... I like to be generous with my foam, but at the moment there's not... You can't buy this anymore, so... But don't worry, Amanda is still... She's been working on it. And it's just a matter of really making sure that the formulation is perfect. Because the original manufacturer is... I mean, to be honest, they just increased the price on her to where it's... She wants to keep this affordable for us. And it really does not make sense to buy it at what they want to start charging her. So that's a little bit of a bummer. So she's just going to explore some other options and hopefully find someone else who can make it exactly the way she wants it. But you can see I'm still being pretty generous. So, okay, this is the other thing that makes this really cool. So you can kind of see, I can do this, I can push down, but look at how easy I can just peel that right back off. And that is one of the things that is what makes this the world's best, is that it is repositionable for a short period of time. Now, once this has been cured, so to speak, for about 24 hours, it will be permanent. Oh, Barbara says I've never been able to go to an in-person event. Yeah. Um, I've not been to like an in-person craft event either. Um, I think it would be a lot of fun. It would be a lot of peopling for me, I feel. I think it would take a lot of energy for me, but I think it would be fun. Okay, so we've got our, and oh, see, the other cool thing is that really easy to pull the liner off. I didn't even have to like think about it. It just came, very, very easy to pull off. And then now I've got my panel that I made. And, if I don't get this down exactly, I'm not gonna super sweat it because I can lift it, you know? And it's not gonna tear the bottom or or the panel. So you've got the time. Okay, so there we go. Now again, I want to burnish, but I don't want to scratch anything. So get this really well burnished where I know the button isn't, but the button is somewhere. It's right there. Yeah, I have to imagine it would be really, oh, mayhem. Like I went to Creativation, so it was a lot of fun to get to see, the folks who sometimes I like, live stream with on camera and get to talk to through a live stream. But even that is like, you know, a level of abstraction. Um, oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to put our gal down. Well, it's a really good thing this is repositionable, isn't it? Because we need our gal, and we actually technically need her behind here too. But since I didn't put her behind there, I'm gonna die cut again. Because this I use liquid glue. But now I need a circle because I can fit a circle inside there. I was just chatting, and totally forgot about our gal here. Or, yeah, she's a gal. Oh, it's a good thing the foam is repositionable. So, that looks to be about the right size. So we'll die cut her and we'll put her inside the ring. Alright, so let's get her cut out. Oh, that's good to know. Stamp Joy by Tailored Expression was almost sold out on Tuesday and they were expecting 500. Wow. Yeah, I have to imagine it's pretty. There's a lot that goes into planning such a big event. How many people, hey Mayhem, how many people go to the to Aaron's NCR event? Do you know? Was it pretty crowded also? I mean, it seemed like there were a lot of people just from because there was photos of that big room where I think Nikki shared some photos of her class. Looked like there were a lot of people. All right. Hi Sherry, welcome. Okay, so we forgot about this, but good thing. We could still pull our panel up and get our gal cut. Because that was the whole point of this, was because she's going to be a little bit of a reveal when we turn the light on. Look at that. Okay, So get this back on. And that was after you guys saw how much I burnished. And if you know me, you know I'm not light-handed when it comes to burnishing. I burnish things to make them stick. So it was still, you know, repositionable. I could still peel it up and no tearing, no nothing. It came up pretty easily. Now that's going to be a different story once you give it 24 hours and it's that glue has had a chance to set. Okay, so now check that out. Boop. So it's going to be easier to kind of position this frame when we go to glue it down with it on, because you can really see, you know, the edges of the aperture opening. So when we go to glue this down, I'm going to make sure I turn it on. But because I am just, this feels like it moved a little bit on me. Just want to make sure it's centered. Okay. But I'm doing a little bit of a collage, so I kind of want to get some of the other pieces glued down below it, because this is going to be the topmost. And then I'm going to put some of these below. Like so. Let's find our other options. But, I mean, we're more or less done with the card, but at least the mechanism. But I kind of want to just get a couple more framed clowns onto this card. Oh, nice. Mayhem says her foam tape is the only tape I hoard. Oh, you have 2 full rolls? Dang. I mean, I hoard mine too. I don't. So I'm not judging. Okay, which ones did we have? Oh, we could use the ballerina one, since that one we didn't think, when it was lit up, we didn't think it came through all that well, but it would be a nice one to use if I can find it. I could use that one. Maybe I'll use both. Oh no, I just want one. I think I want this one looking that way, you know? And then I think I'm gonna cut a frame from this. This is too close to that color. And maybe the ballerina. Maybe that one. Maybe the sad one. Oh, he looks angry, doesn't he? Maybe not the angry one. Maybe that one instead. But I kind of want, I don't want them both looking in the same direction though. I need somebody, that's why I kind of want him, because he's looking this way. Yeah. I think that's what I'm gonna go with. Okay, but I only want one of them in the black frame, and then I think I'm gonna put the other, might put the other 2, maybe one in this red frame. Let's see, I've got scraps left. Oh, I've got this green. There's a lot of green here, so I might use that. And oh, let's see if I can get a picture frame out of that bit of scrap. Okay, so folks who've watched me live stream on my channel know, or make fun of me for tossing scraps. I do have scraps from this pattern paper that I've saved, even this size. But that's because I'm actually mid-project on another project. So you'll see more cards featuring this paper. Yeah, the green looks good. Okay. We'll go with the green and we'll go with... Do we need a light one? I can use this if we want like a lighter color. Okay. Let's see what we got here. So options are, we want the, let's see if I can get red. Oh no. Oh yes. Oh, that was just made to be. That scrap is the perfect size. Oh my gosh, I needed a 1/4-inch strip and I found one in my scraps. I know, right? It's like this, where you find like the perfect size scrap. Just makes your day. Okay. So that's one frame. I think I'm gonna use the angry clown. the mad looking clown. He looks upset about something. Maybe a red frame and maybe a green frame. But we can see if we prefer this if the green frame doesn't work out. But we'll see. Let's try these two first. I know, right? Love when that happens. It was meant to be. I know this. You would think that this would teach me to like always save my scraps because you know, there's only a chance that that would happen if I'm actually saving my scraps. Oh. I don't want to make it seem like I never save my scraps. I do. I will toss them though once I'm done with a project. I don't think I'll need it anymore. But the scraps make me happy. Oh, you do like all the dark colors? Yeah. Okay. I mean, for a frame, I kind of feel like darker probably is gonna work best. Usually that would be the case. That way, you know, it kind of focuses a little bit whatever is on the inside. So those are our two frames. And by the way, this like little Polaroid die, it's from My Pretty Things too. It comes as a set of 2 like that. So, and you know what's cool is it cuts the frame, but the square that it cuts out also has the stitching detail. So you can use those squares that fall out too. So, I mean, at this point, I've got a bunch of them. I can just tile them, you know, and make like a little background out of them. Okay, I'll save those so that I can do that at some point. And then I want to cut these ones. What is the threshold? Well, I'll be honest. Like, I'm definitely gonna toss this when I'm done. And let's see. Don't be mad. I would toss this too. I would toss this. I would toss that. I mean, the only reason why they haven't been tossed yet is because I'm not done with the set of cards that I'm making with them. But once that set of cards is done, those are going in the bin. Okay. So this square die is going to be perfect. It's smaller than my Polaroid, but bigger than the opening. So this will be good for cutting out these. And what I like to do is I kind of like to really position this And then I use my I do have a big die cutting machine, or large platform machine. So it is kind of nice. I can just position this exactly. Like even if you wanted to frame it like so he looks like that. Let's see. You know? But I think I do want to make it straight like that. Although I'll probably give this one the green frame. So maybe like that. I think that's how I'll frame it. So I like using the large platform machine for this so that I don't have to cut more into this paper than what I need. Because I don't want to chop this down into a smaller piece. I feel like everything is really gorgeous about this paper pad. So I want to leave as much of it intact as possible. I'm gonna close my eyes and cover my ears when you toss something. Sorry, Von Marie. No, I'm sorry if it hurts your soul, people. I should just stop talking about my scrap habits. I feel like I feel like my habit of tossing scraps is probably not a favorable position in the crafty community. Don't call the scrap patrol on me. Okay, and then now for this one. I think I'll put him more like this so that there's some good negative space there. Tara. Oh, yay, mayhem! Thank you! See, we're not the only ones who toss our scraps. Man, I really shouldn't tell you all that every once in a while I'll just like toss the whole box of scraps that I have. Just because it just gets unwieldy and I'm like, oh, I can't find anything because it's just too much scraps to like rifle through. So it all goes in the trash and I get to start a new scrap box. Yay, Sherry. Some scraps just gotta go. Yes. I hear ya. Okay. We are almost there. Oh god. Oh, they're both wearing red. I feel like is the red frame not gonna be good? Okay. So I want this one to be looking up. So the reason why I haven't glued this down is because I know parts of this is gonna go over and I'm gonna have to cut that off. But I want this one to kind of be like it's looking up at. And parts of it can kind of hang off there. That's about roughly the right spot. So a little something like that. Maybe like that. And then this guy, Oh, if you live near to me, Tamara, what would happen? Would you claim my scraps, or would you be over here mad at me? Okay, maybe something like that and like that. Okay, well, something like that. And we could put, there's room for a sentiment up here, is probably what I would do. All right, so let's get let's get these glued down. And it's not a ton, it's actually not a ton of room. So I'm gonna use just some Scotch tape, because it doesn't really cover the opening. I mean, it covers the opening, but it doesn't overlap with the frame a ton. So I'm not gonna be able to get too much glue on the frame. So when things are tight like that, I just use a little bit of Scotch tape. Just tape it from behind. I'd claim those scraps, then tag you with everything that I made. Oh, at least it would be put to good use, huh? Okay, there we go. That's one. And then we'll frame this up. And then I'll have to trim, make sure these get trimmed down a bit if needed. Because we can't have it blocking that aperture opening. You'll be able to see it when the lights go on. So we gotta figure out what our collage is gonna be. Oh goodness. There should be like, I bet this exists. Does this exist already somewhere? Like a scrap exchange? Like a scrap swap kind of deal? Okay, some of this is gonna hang off this way. So now, see how this overlaps our opening here? We need to cut that off. So I'm just gonna mark where that is. So I need to cut a little bit off there. And we can just take this one at a time. It doesn't have to be like a super clean cut. You don't have to be precise. We just want to make sure that we don't block that aperture opening, so that when the light comes on, we haven't blocked any of the light that needs to come through. And I know probably you can't see, but just really want to make sure the light still comes through. If we block it, you'll be able to see the corner of it right there. So that's what I want to avoid. So I want to make sure this goes right there and it doesn't go into that aperture opening. And then I'll trim a little bit off of this edge too. So this photo will just hang off the edge here. So let's get my trimmer and trim just that little corner off. I don't know, are you offering this kind of event? I don't know. I feel like somebody should start a group, right? For scrap exchange? Let's see. at that. Perfect. This is lifting a little, so just get a little bit of glue behind here. Make sure that's glued down. All right, so that's one frame down. Now get our next one. Maybe something like that. So that goes there. So this one can go maybe something like that. So again, this is gonna like intersect into this aperture opening a little, so I just want to cut that corner off. I mean, a lot of it's going to be hidden, or not a lot, but some of it will be hidden by this frame, but I'll just still be minimal with what I cut off. All right, so that is ready to get glued down. Oh, actually, let me see. Hold on. So if this goes here, yeah, I'm gonna need to trim a little bit off of this and a little bit off at the bottom too. So just make sure. Pencil mark, pencil mark. So I can trim that off and trim a little bit there too. It's hard to see my pencil mark. Okay, so I think I got that right. So now the trick is, I know that the next cut needs to be at least at a 90-degree angle, so that line I just cut, I'm gonna line it up on this straight line. So at least my next cut is square. So even if I didn't get it exactly right, hopefully it's close enough. Yeah. That looks good. Oh, actually I can take off more. I'm gonna take off a little bit more. Yeah, Von Marie, you should definitely make a light up card. They're fun. And super easy, as you can hopefully see. I mean, I've spent more time doing everything else. And I think that's one of the things that, like, the actual installation of the light was just to glue it down. So in terms of the light mechanism, it's really, really easy. Everything else has taken a lot longer, and that's one of the things that I love about the Pear Blossom Press lights, is that because they've made the light up part easy to do, you can really focus a lot of your creative energy into the rest of your card. Alrighty, so now we're ready to finally put our final piece down, because we've got everything that needs to go behind it glued down. We've cut away, you know, the portions that would have overlapped into that frame. And so now what I can do is I'm going to use a little combination of liquid and dry adhesive, and we'll get our final Polaroid frame in place. Your son who's 10 or 11 helped you? That's so sweet. Were you using Pear Blossom press lights? Because they're really easy with Pear Blossom press lights. Chibitronics are definitely more involved. Because you need like the electrical tape, the wires, and all the things. It's a little bit more involved with those, but pretty much all of the Pear Blossom press lights are as easy as the halo light. Maybe the twinkle lights and the easy lights might be a little bit different because there's 3 separate lights that you can place wherever you want. So those are a little bit, but not much more than just glue and stick. Okay, so I'm gonna push my button so I know where this is and I can see if I'm lining this up right. Okay, so you really just want to get your head right over it. I'm just bringing this right up to my face. Okay, there we have it. So there's that. Now I might have to turn off. I think if I turn off one of my lights, you'll maybe be able to see this a little bit better. So how fun is that? And then we can put a little sentiment up at the top. Now, I don't know what I would put on here as a sentiment. Let's see. I mean, maybe we'll just do happy birthday. Now, I'm not going to stamp directly on there because there's no way with the foam and everything behind it. But what I'll do is I'll stamp onto, where's that lighter? Yeah, I'll stamp onto this. Yeah, and then Aaron's got these banner dies also. So if I need to make the sentiment feel like it's like chunkier or, you know, that's taking up a little bit more space, I can put like a banner behind it also. So let's just do this in black. Oh, Norma, yay. Well, I hope everybody gives it a try, cuz you can imagine so many fun things that you can do with it. Like, think about turning a pumpkin into a jack-o'-lantern. I know Amanda has done that also. You know, where it's just a pumpkin shape, maybe, and then you push the button and you see the jack-o'-lantern face light up. So you can do... Oh, Hero Arts came out with that Ichabod Crane set. I think it was part of the My Monthly Hero Kit. That was fun to do. So you create that mirror effect and then push the button and then there's Ichabod Crane inside. Alright, so let's do this. Oh, is this gonna... Oh, that might not be big enough. I have to use the big banner. Okay, I'll use the big banner. Norma, I do have an affiliate. Oh, I should be giving you all links, huh? One sec. I can I should give you a link to Pear Blossom Press. Let me find it real quick. The mirror card or the mirror sheets. I mean, they're super easy to find if you just. She's got a nice search feature on her site. Okay, so there's that. And thank you for asking for my affiliate link. That's really kind of you. If I can find my affiliate link. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Here's the mirror sheets. Okay, links are coming your way into the live chat. So this is the link to yeah, Sherry, it's this right here. That's I use the mirror sheet. That's this. Relatively new to the shop. And I just put a link to it in the chat if you wanna take a closer look. And then I'm using the Halo Light combo. So let me grab that as a link also for you. This, all right. There we go. That is the combo. Yeah, the font on here is pretty cool, right? It's got the big, look how nice that is. Oh, you know what's cool about the big? There's a stencil set. And you can stencil, and then there's a coordinating die that will cut out all of these sentiments plus the stenciled one that has the drop shadow. Isn't that neat? Okay, let me cut this out with this. And then we can pretty much be done. I really appreciate you all showing up for this first of many live streams here on the Pear Blossom Press channel. Always so fun to hang out with you all. And my hope is that we'll meet some new friends. Maybe it sounds like a lot of folks are already fans of Pear Blossom Press, but maybe we can get some new crafters in here. Get them excited about making light up cards as well. I mean, if you've made one before, you know just how easy it is. I know I don't have to convince you, you already know. But I don't think everybody out there knows just how easy it is to make their cards light up. So we gotta get the word out. Okay, so there is, and this is a really cute die set from My Pretty Things also. I do have an affiliate link there too. I'm just not prepared with it. So I'll drop those links maybe in the description box afterwards. Okay, so I think this will go across here. I think I'm gonna cut a little bit more of that off. I mean, this is gonna be a weird birthday card, but I'm gonna put this back in just so that I can get that stitching edge all the way around. I'm gonna put it back in and then run it through my die cutting machine another time so that I can get this to have that same stitching detail. who did the sentiment set. The sentiment set is by My Pretty Things. I don't have the final packaging, the retail packaging. But I have the retail packaging of this. So this has a stencil if you want to get the stencil. It's got the stamp and it has a coordinating die. Oh, thanks, Marmory. I hope that means there's going to be a light up card from you in the future. All right. So this is going to be it, friends. Our last part of this card is to put our sentiment on. Oh, she's out of the mirror. Oh. Let me ask, afterwards, let me ask Amanda. I should have checked ahead of time. My bad. Isn't it the worst when you see somebody crafting with something, you want to get it, and then only to find out it's out of stock? I just really wanted to do a mirror card because I just thought it would be really funny to have a clown appear behind the mirror. So, all right, friends. So that is our card for today. So I used mirror sheets, which I'm sorry, currently sounds like it's out of stock, but I'll check with Amanda to see when she's getting more into the shop. We used the halo light behind that mirror sheet to make it translucent. So it's really like a very fun reveal. And besides the Pear Blossom Press products, I used some things from My Pretty Things. This came out at NCR, which is the Nashville Craft Retreat that Erin hosts, and this is an 8.5 by 11 paper pad. It's Circo da Sono, if I'm pronouncing that right. I used her Polaroid die set, which comes as a set of 2. I used her big sentiments stamp set, which also has a coordinating stencil and coordinating dies to cut it out. And she's got these really cute banners also. So you've got, this is a 4 die set. So you've got the plain edge on the inside. Either you've got the single and also the double fishtail ends. So you have the small one that you can layer on top and a bigger one with the stitching detail. So those are all the things I used. I will give you links to My Pretty Things products and Pear Blossom Press products in the description box. So thanks, everybody. So sweet of you all to join, and I cannot wait to continue live streaming here. So my plan is this: the last Wednesday of the month is when I will live stream on the Pear Blossom Press channel. So I hope to see you again in July, last Wednesday of the month. I'll get that scheduled early. That way we can be sharing it, liking it, getting it out there. For our first live stream on this channel, I feel like, well, recently anyhow, I feel like we got a really good community going here. I love chatting with you all, and I really appreciate your support. So thank you so much for making this so fun. And super excited for August 1st and 2nd. Yay, Sherry! I'm so glad. I'm excited for that too. So hope to see you all at the Paper Escape. Amanda and Pear Blossom Press is a platinum sponsor of the Paper Escape coming in October. So big thank you to Amanda and Pear Blossom Press. So thank you again, everybody. Hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. And if you make a light up card, make sure to share it in the Interactive Cards Facebook community group so we can all see. Or if you're just sharing it out to Instagram, tag Pear Blossom Press so Amanda can see your beautiful cards. Thanks all. Have a great evening. Bye.